the mob tell. Crooked cops and politicians, things change, pushing that power in my position. Young Michael, living this second life cycle. They praying it'll never be another just like you.
Alright, back at it. Major Key Podcast, Season 3, Episode 1. We in the building.
Yes, sir.
Let's get monies to the top. Ain't no coming down. We got the homie Mike Nitty in the building with us, man. Much appreciated. Man, this has been a long time in the making.
Yes.
We're going to really tap in. We're going to dig into, what it is to have you in this area, to really put on. Mr. Atlantic City over here.
Sir.
You've been putting on for a long time in
Yes,
this
sir.
area. A lot of accolades. And this man right here, to be on, it's an honor to have you on, on this platform.
Thank you, man.
To be here with us tonight is much appreciated. But
It's an honor to be here, bro.
Thank
It's
you,
an
thank
honor
you,
to
thank
be
you.
here, for real, man. You know what I mean? I'm
Likewise.
grateful. I'm very grateful.
You from the village originally, right? From
Yes.
the town, Atlantic City.
Stanley Holmes Village.
Stanley Home Village. Give us, to start off the show, man, give us a little bit of history. It don't even got to be music.
Mm-hmm.
When did you really come up off the porch? When did you really start seeing yourself being a part of this culture that we call hip hop, or the streets for that matter?
Okay.
When was it for you when you really like, yo, I got this?
You
I'm
know
Mike
what it
Nitty out
was?
here.
It was so crazy because, far back as I could remember, I always loved hip hop, but I remember being like 9 years old, and when I was a youngster, I always hung out with the older cats, my older cousins and them. You know what I mean? So my older cousin Georgie and my older cousin Pat, they was into rap. They was into break dancing. I'm talking about getting the refrigerator box, opening it up, taking it around the back and doing head spins and everything. You know what I mean? That type of thing. So by hanging with them and, they doing the raps and all this kind of stuff, I kind of just adapted to it and fell in love with it. You know what I mean? And ever since then, I first started out with rapping, but then I took it to the next level and also got into production too, getting inspired by other local up-and-coming producers, you know what I mean?
Right.
I was young, just going to their house, paying to cut a little demo or whatever like that. But then I seen what they was doing, making the beats, and I was just very intrigued. Like, man, how this? I'm asking them a bunch of questions, and then after that, I kind of just embarked on the journey to start collecting equipment. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it was like, man, I seen this guy beat on this beat machine or this keyboard, so now you know what? I'm getting rid of these Super Nintendo or the Sega Genesis. I'm trading the Sega Genesis for this guy because he got some turntables or something like that, and you know what I mean? I used to wear a lot of jewelry and stuff like that, so I would start trading rings for a keyboard or a beat machine or something like that. You know what I mean? And it just and then my mom on Christmas, she saved up, you know what I mean? Because my mother was a single mother, but she saved up and bought me my first drum machine, you know what I mean? And that was big to me. And that's when I really know I loved it, because it was just a little joint for producers out there. It was called the Dr. Rhythm, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
By Boss. And my mom saved up money and went and bought me that machine, took me up there and bought it for me for Christmas. And man, that was like the best thing ever. And that's when I got into production. You know what I mean?
And you know what? It was crazy to give up something like that. Like, you was trading things that people will hang on to.
Right,
and you was doing it for like musical instruments. It shows how much you really care about this. You know? When you have a passion for things like this, you'll give up anything.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
for
saying?
real.
Like, you giving up stuff that people be like, nah, I'm holding on to.
Right. It was like it bit me, because first I used to be into video games and, you know what I mean? And different things like that. And then once that bug bit me, it was just all about the music. It was like, it was just, I don't know. And then rest in peace to my father. He was a drummer. He was a beat maker, but this was back in the day before drum machines. So he was making beats on congos and making beats on drum sets and stuff like that. So
which you definitely need a nice little, hand and eye coordination for.
You
like,
know what I
need
mean?
to know what you're doing.
So this the future. He have a son, and now I'm just on a machine with these same instruments, but they just digital in a machine, and I'm doing the same thing. So I don't know, maybe it's passed down to my DNA or something. I don't know.
So you got a family member that I think is your aunt, right? Angela Burton.
Angela Burton.
Yeah.
I mean,
she's related.
We're not related by blood, but we related by love.
Okay,
you know what I mean?
I
So
like that.
that's Aunt Angie. You know what I mean? Like,
she's very musically inclined.
Yeah, and sometimes I go over there, check on her and stuff like that, and She always give me advice about the music industry and different things like that. And that's even the thing crazy with nowadays. Like some people, you might try to tell them something, but they think like, dang, you know what I mean? But when she talk to me, I listen. You know what I mean? She give me advice. I listen.
Be open ear.
Yeah, I'll be open-minded. I shut up. I don't be like, oh, this, you know what I mean? I be like, nah, Aunt Angie dropping jewels on me.
Right.
So shout out to Aunt Angie. I love you. And thank you for everything you ever did for me. I'm grateful.
And you don't have any kids, do you?
Nah, I don't have no kids.
Yeah.
Nope.
You never thought about having any, man?
You know what? Yeah, of course. But you know what it is? I'm so on the move right now that, you know what I mean? I feel like, man, I wouldn't, like when I do have kids, being as though I grew up without a father, when I do have kids, I want to be like the best father. I know it's going to change me. Yeah. I know it's going to make me like a different man. You know what I mean?
I got a brother like that, man.
Yeah, I'm being so honest.
He ain't no kids, but he's a great uncle, you know, and he pretty much on that same type time where he's like, yo, whenever I have it, it's going to be that.
Yeah, that's how I am. I'm a hit with my nieces and nephews. I'm Uncle Mike. Uncle Mike is a hit with my nieces and nephews, and I love them all, and they know. You know what I mean? Uncle Mike.
But let's get back into your craft, man. As far as this year, you put out a official on New Year's. An official mixtape, you know, hosted by BK Storm.
Yeah, shout out to BK Storm from Brooklyn.
Official. Break us through that album. Break that album down. You know, that's more current. You know, the most one of your most current projects. Break us through that. What did you have in mind? You dropped it on New Year's. Yeah. So you obviously had a plan coming into the new year from 2021 to 2022. Right. What was your mind frame behind this whole album, you know, and coming into the new year with this project?
Well, you know what it is? With time zones, that was kind of like at the end of the pandemic. I mean, I can't say the end because I guess it's still going on. You know what I mean? But you know what I mean. When it was lit, at the height of the joint, you know what I mean?
It was lit for a while.
Everything had slowed down, so I took a little, you know, just a little chill break from music or whatever like that, and I was just cooling, but I still had a lot of thoughts in my head. And those 3 years of the pandemic, man, I went through a lot. I lost a lot of people. You know what I mean? Yeah, it was real tough times, and it wasn't just me. I was having tough times, and everybody around me was suffering too. So I knew this is something different. You know what I mean? So with all this time and certain things I might do, as far as like just be traveling a lot, always on planes, everything kind of like slowed down. So I had more time to think about things and write it down. You know what I mean? So I wrote this, and then I just said, you know what? I'm not doing this for no record deals. I'm not doing this to try to gain popularity or nothing. This is going to be more like a diary to me. I'm going to just let out what's been going on in my head throughout my life, and especially these last 3 years. With everything going on, with the changes that we all experiencing in the world right now. You know what I mean? So
and this area. You stay true to on the album, especially when it starts, you stay true to Atlantic City. Yeah. You know, you paint a picture for, you know what I mean, for the people that ain't from here, or the people that's from here, you get to see what Atlantic City is now. It changes, you know what I mean? And the way you talk and who you have, you know, you got Beat 95 coming in on the intro.
Shout out to Beat 95, my baby brother.
you stay true to what it is to be for Atlantic City, and I would say, right? Whatever it is to be out here. So, you know what I mean? I'm digging at how you come in.
I appreciate
so that pretty much inspired, you know, no doubt. That pretty much inspired. So the change and everything that's going on right now inspired the album, you know what I mean? The way it came in and how you got going, what it got going on.
Yeah, as far as with the intro, what I wanted, and my little brother, Beat 95, he was locked up at the time, but we used to always talk, and we always run ideas past each other. So he's in there, and I'm telling him like, yo, I got this idea. I want to do this little, I guess, mixtape, audio movie, the way I want to put it together, and I want to call it Time Zones. He's like, yeah, go ahead. Do it, big bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? We put that together with the intro, and I just wanted to bring people into the mindset before the music even came on. Look, this is what's going on in my life. You know what I mean? I got somebody I love, my baby brother, and he's incarcerated right now, you know what I mean? And I'm making sure my baby brother good, you know what I mean? So this is just one of the things. So I'm just bringing you into it straight from the rip. And he's telling you what it is, you know what I mean? And then we go into the first song, which is Mob Tales. You know, I'm painting a picture.
He's fire, by the way.
Thank you,
The
bro.
way it come in,
Yeah. That was shout out to Nas Escobar.
Yeah.
Big bro, you know what I mean? I got a song with Nas, and I did a show with Nas. I opened up for him at the House of Blues in Atlantic City at Showboat, man, and that was a great night, man, and a great experience. So shout out to Nas.
Yeah, shout out
You know
to
what I
Nas,
mean?
the homie.
Hey, can I see your light, bro?
Yeah, no doubt, man. It's Major Key Podcast.
Thank you,
Pass it
man.
around. That's what we
Major
do.
Key Podcast
We
in
do,
the building.
man.
You know what I
On
mean?
all platforms, all
Yes.
audio platforms, man. You name it, we on there. Let's get money. Make sure you follow us on YouTube. You're watching on Facebook right now. You're gonna watch later on Facebook. Follow us on YouTube, man. Subscribe to us. We got a lot. Season 3.
Yes.
And to have Mike Nitty up here, man, it's definitely an
Yes.
honor, man. Salute to the homie.
Man,
Made
it's
the
an
phone
honor
call
for me
and
to
it was
be
like,
here.
You know what I mean? He was here. One day to the next, he was here. So,
Yes, sir.
But going
shout
back
out to
your-
Major Key Podcast for having me. I'm very grateful, man. For real.
Shouts to my other brothers that are usually here, man. But we're going to keep putting on. Shouts to Mots. I love you, bro. You know what it is, man. But,
Yeah,
we
shout
gonna
out
keep
to
putting
my
on.
mama bear. Shout out to my mama bear. And everybody out there that's listening, make sure y'all go check out the hottest new beauty line on the planet. It's called beautyshakers.com. Check it out. This is where all the girls going. All the celebrity girls. Everybody's starting to get up on it. You know what I
What
mean?
they got on there? What they got on there, Mike?
They got like, just stuff girls like, you know, I don't know the names of it, ladies, but like lipstick, stuff you put
Different
on your
cosmetics and
eyes,
stuff. Yeah.
the stuff that make your lips like Kylie Jenner, like with the puff up and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They got everything.
Got
You know
all
what I
the
mean?
stuff on there. What is
Everything,
it again?
bro.
What's the website again?
It's called beautyshakers.com.
Beautyshakers.com.
Shout out to Ashley and Mama Bear.
Word. Let's get it.
Yeah, man. Ladies, go check that out. It's the new wave. Beautyshakers.com.
Let's get
And
it.
shout out to Major
Beautyshakers.com.
Key Podcast.
From the depths of the sea, back to the block. Young Mikey Daddy, and you know it don't stop. Pockets still fat, the car's still foreign. At the bank now, and I'm about to put some more in.
Going back, right? Time Zone is your latest project that you had.
Yes, sir.
Your first project. You remember the name of your first joint?
That's crazy because it was on cassette.
Okay,
My
yeah,
very
cassette.
first joint, you
Yeah,
know what I
yeah,
mean?
cassette,
It was
yeah.
on cassette. And the first joint I did was called AC for Life.
Okay.
And that was kind of like my experimental stages. Man, I was just a baby. You know what I mean? And
That was it.
that's what, like when I said, my mom bought me the drum machine, I'm trading rings for this little keyboard or
Right.
this turntable, this little
it together.
mixer, and put my little setup together, studio set up in my bedroom.
Right.
And that's when I made my first tape. You know what I mean? And from there, it just never stopped. I would be in school cutting class, but I got my book bag and I got a bunch of my demos in my back, and I'm hustling. I'm like, yo, come to the bathroom, and I'm pulling out the tapes. And niggas in the bathroom like, yo, $5 a tape. So I learned young about, but even before any deals or contracts or me doing any major movie soundtracks and stuff like that, I learned fast that I could make a couple dollars. You
can
know what I
hustle
mean?
doing
Yeah.
it, yeah.
Some
So
people
from
make it
AC
big time and rich.
Yeah.
Some
It was
people just get
AC for
money.
Life, right? That was the first
AC
joint?
for Life, yeah.
It's a Time Zone right now.
Time Zone.
That's a long time, bro.
I know,
a lot of
man.
time putting that work
I know.
in. You know what would you say? Not learned the most, but where has your growth come from the most within that time frame of coming up with those two albums, from your first joint to your latest joint? You know, the growth in your craft. You know, whether it be a better producer, your bars getting better. Where have you seen the growth that you would say, you know, really impacted what you are right now?
That's a great question. What I would say, see, I'm a little bit different probably than other artists, you know what I mean? I used to have the dreams like y'all got, like, oh, we got to do this if you want to be the biggest rapper in the world. I went through those stages too, you know what I mean? But then I look back at life and say, dang, you know, God has blessed me, the people I've met, you know what I mean? Some of the people that I've looked up to in my younger years, I've got to hang out with them, you know what I mean? Like Dr. Dre, I hung out with Dr. Dre for a whole day. You know what I'm saying? In the studio, you know what I mean? Just different people. I met Biggie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I hung out with Biggie for a whole day. You know what I mean? Him, Little Kim, Puff Daddy, everybody. Like I
Reap the
did
benefits of being
everything.
in the
I
industry,
did
bro.
everything.
Yeah.
So
That's
you know
what's
what I
up,
mean? I just look at the game a little bit different to whereas now I'm just doing it for I guess self therapy. I guess that's the way to say it. I'm doing it more for self-therapy.
I get
you know
it.
what I mean?
Being an artist too, I get it. You need that.
Yep.
You need that. And
Yep.
that's your escape.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, that's how you get it out. And to be able to do it.
Just get it out, express yourself.
Exactly. And
You
to
know?
be able to do it in this, you know, you have a longevity in it. You've been doing it for a while.
So to answer your question, to say from my first tape, AC for Life, to now Time Zones, what have I learned? I learned that the music business ain't what I thought it was going to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the reason I say that is because I'm a genuine person. You know what I mean? Just in nature, you know what I mean? I'm a genuine person. And that's why I think, you know, the love that I do got, I do got because I'm a genuine person. But I just feel like, man, the game wasn't what I thought it was going to be. A lot of people is not, you know, who they say they are, you know what I mean, and stuff like that. So I just kind of like got disappointed once I got knee. Once I got knee deep in it and seen it.
Seen it, right? You like,
yeah, I got in it. First I'm watching it from afar, then I get in it and I see like, damn, this ain't what I thought. It's all like smoke and mirrors, you know what I mean?
Right. See, we hear about
and
it.
favoritism and stuff like that, you know what I mean? So that's what I learned the most, I would say, from my first tape to this tape.
Right.
The dreams I had, wanted to do this and do that. When I got into what I thought was my dream, when I got there, it wasn't like everybody say they want the real. He's real. But then when they really meet the real, they turn the real into the bad guy. You know what I mean?
Turn into a monster.
They turn into a monster. So it's, you know, y'all say y'all want the real come through, and he's the bad guy because you said you want the real, but the real come through, and when you can look in the real's eyes and see he's different, then it's not the same, you know what I mean? So I said, damn, y'all say y'all want the real coming through, and just, you know what I mean?
See, being in the industry
what I
like
mean?
that, you gotta weed through it. You gotta feel, you know, flex
So,
and flow.
but that disappointed me.
Yeah.
That disappointed me because I'm looking at someone.
I got it before too.
Yeah, I'm looking at my favorite rappers, and I'm just keeping it real because this is Major Key Podcast. We gonna keep it real on
Absolutely.
here. A lot of the rappers I used to watch on TV.
Baby, let's get money.
You know what I mean? Pilot, check this out. I watched a lot of these guys on like Rap City, MTV Raps and stuff. Then I would run into them. I'm talking about industry parties in New York. I would go to them. I'd grab a couple of the fellas and we'd go up there, and I go to some of the industry parties, and I'm not gonna name them names. They see my face, they know who they are. But I would get in the party, and these guys I seen in the videos looking up to, when I met them, they wasn't that.
Yeah.
That's just, you know what I mean? That's just respectfully, you know what I mean? You wasn't that. But when they meet me, they be like, yeah, he's that little guy. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you gotta stay true to yourself. You gotta be yourself no
but
matter what.
That's what made me just have a bad taste in my mouth about the actual music industry. So now the music I do.
But you don't let it stop you though. You keep coming out with
I know.
stuff, bro. You still coming out with shit.
That's what I'm saying. So
out of all the years that you doing this shit, what could be, like you would say, your top joint right now? Out of all the joints you ever come out with. I mean, you come out with a lot of joints.
Right.
What would say, one of your projects, I would break it down like this, whereas like you got some history behind it, like I remember that song from that time, or you know what I mean? What would be that moment for you? And I know you got
like
a lot,
that.
but just grab one out the bag real quick.
Check this out. This is one of my just proudest accomplishments, y'all, that I did. I did a movie soundtrack for 50 Cent.
Okay.
A documentary. I did the whole actual soundtrack. Right. And it was crazy because remember I was telling you I was selling tapes, $5 out the backpack.
Yeah.
But then it started getting deeper to where I grab a couple of the fellas, we'd go up New York with boxes of my mixtapes and go up to New York to Canal Street.
Word.
Right? And on that street, they happened to do a lot of bootlegging. So I would go up there with maybe like 1,000 copies to New York. And at this point, I was just wanted people to hear me. So I would go to the Africans or the Chinese people that had the thing, and I would just go give them, here go 10 copies for you. Free. I don't live, if I lived up here, I'd be coming back for some bread. Yeah. But I live way in Atlantic City, so,
That's a good marketing
Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
So we'd go to all of them. It'd be about like 12 of them, but they spread out on Canal Street. Go up there, and then next thing you know, my joints is getting bootleg. I got family all over. So I'm getting phone calls from here, from there. Yo, I was in such and such when I got your mixtape. So the long story short, my mixtape ended up in California, bootlegged.
Word.
And 50 Cent and them peoples called me. We doing a documentary. this is right before his movie Get Rich or Die Trying come out, and they called me, and I got the opportunity to do the whole soundtrack, and it's on New Line. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's one of my biggest things, and the reason I say that is because, like, I met 50, I hung out with 50. 50 came to Atlantic City. We had the, you know what I'm saying? We had the after parties in the hotel because they needed somebody to show them around Atlantic City. You know what I mean? So they got like a little mini tour bus or whatever like that, where I'm taking them around. We went to Jay-Z's 4040 when that was open in Atlantic City. Yeah. I took them to a couple clubs.
Yeah, that spot was nice. 4040, man.
Yeah,
do something with
I
that,
know.
man.
I don't know, man.
We need to get together and rally up and do something with the 4040.
Come on, nice make spot. Atlantic City great again.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
Marty Smalls, man. Let's get on that.
Yeah, Marty, what's going on, baby? Marty Small.
That's a huge accomplishment. I would say.
But that's one of my, to answer your question. You say what? Because the question was like, what's your, you know, what's your most memorable moment? My memorable moment was doing a whole movie soundtrack for 50 Cent. I mean, it's right now. You can go on Amazon. The name of the movie is 50 Cent Refused to Die. It's on New Line. You can go order it off Amazon or wherever. Yeah, check out the soundtrack. Do the movie. You're gonna hear me because. What happened was he was coming out with Get Rich or Die Trying, the movie at the time, so he had all his music on there. So the people that he did a little deal with to do this little movie, they didn't. I guess Dr. Dre and them didn't want him to use any of his music on this documentary. So what they did was the movie people were smart. They went to the streets and found people that's coming up on the mixtapes, just like 50 came up on the mixtapes. Yeah. And
it worked for
do
him.
It like that, you know what I mean? Yeah. So they got Tretch on there, they got 50 Grandpop on there. It's like about his life.
A lot of people get paid off them soundtracks, man. Even like the movies that come
Hey, and shout out to G Unit, New Line. They definitely hit me off. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like I ain't Puff Daddy, but hey, every now and then you can get a nice little lick.
You've dipped into the industry and used out the outlets that the industry has, you know. So to people that's coming up out there, what would you say, you know, to how to utilize the network with these people that you've used in the industry? Because you moved around, bro.
Right.
You've done your thing.
Yeah, thank you, man.
I peep and I do my research.
I know you do, man.
Like you stayed afloat. You still coming out with music. You promote your own self. That's good when it comes to marketing and stuff like that. You got to do that. A lot of artists, they don't understand. You got to push your own music.
You got to push
it,
man.
How long you been in the game.
You got to push it.
You also have utilize your other outlets and done other things within the game,
right?
You know, local, non-local. So, what would you say to somebody coming up, an artist? You know, what would it be? A little bit of insight.
Okay, I would say, number one, first and foremost, when you doing this, everybody ain't gonna be clapping for you. Everybody ain't gonna be clapping for you. You know what I mean? So you gotta have it inside your heart to really do it, not just for the money, because if you just doing this to try to get in and get a quick bag, you know, good luck. If it happens, it happens. But I'm talking to the people that's doing it from the heart, for passion, like you would do it for free. You know what I mean? Listen, just believe in yourself first. You know what I mean? And that's gonna give you that motivation to keep going when things seem like it ain't lit, when things seem like it ain't popping. You gotta have it in here to believe in yourself. You be your biggest fan. You know what I mean? To be able to push yourself, because people don't know that takes strength. Yeah. You know what I mean? That takes strength. So that's what I would say. You know what I mean? Yeah. Learn to be your biggest fan, because you need that motivation to motivate yourself. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Without that self-motivation, you can't.
It's hard, because some days, you know what I mean? You might be like, you might record a new song or something and put it out, and you know everybody's probably listening or watching, but they not showing you no love. Okay, cool. But you know this joint is hot. Some people, it could bring them down. Like, damn.
Yeah, they self-esteem.
You know what I mean? So you got to be strong-minded to say, listen, man, I don't care if I get 1 or 1,000 likes. I'm gonna go hard with this.
That's one thing I noticed about you. You always you post something and you be right on your own shit, posting your mixtape. You
see what I'm saying?
Shit a lot, bro.
The way I do it like this.
A lot of people don't know how to do that. Like as an artist, you gotta keep pushing your work. That's what you're known for. You got 5 shots to like Dama O in the background, executive man.
Yeah. Shout out to
everybody else that's in the building too. Shouts to Joey,
Big Sis,
Blanco. You know, and
Yep. Shout out to everybody, man. That's watching.
What's the website
this.
again?
Oh, yeah. Make sure all the ladies out there go to beautyshakers.com. Beautyshakers.com. Just tap in. And, man, we got everything that you need. You know what I mean? Shout out to Ashley. Shout out to Francesca Sarno, a.k.a. Mama Bear. Man, it's the biggest website coming right now, especially for the ladies that's trying to get fly. You know what I mean? Like, we doing celebrities and everybody. Everybody's starting to come to us now. So, yo, tap in.
What projects you got coming up, man? I know Beat just touched down, so I know y'all in the works. Y'all coming out with something. Y'all got anything coming up?
Well, we got a video we about to shoot. It's called Mob Niggas. We about to do a visual to that, and then we got the Sauce on Sight mixtape coming out for the summer, and then we got the King Michael Pray For Me little EP that's gonna drop for the summer. Just so
you're not stopping there.
Yeah,
I
man.
seen something a little while ago where you said it might have been your last. Time Zone was gonna be your last.
Yeah, you know what it is. I know, you know what it is.
So you digress?
Yeah, you know what it is. Not that I digress, but it's just like that. Sometimes, you know, you just get bored with it. You know what I mean? I feel like, damn, I get bored with it, but then I'll be out, me and Mama Bear be in Walmart or something, and then people will come up to me, yo! Like, you know what I mean?
Inspiration.
Like, yo, I was just listening to your joint, yo, you killed that, and I be like, damn. And
people listening.
And look, my girl, I love her. She be like, come on, because she think like, oh, his head gonna get big, but nah, I really be appreciative, but Mama Bear crazy. Yo, she
mean a lot when people listen to you.
Yeah, she be like, boy, come on, what kind of shrimp you want? We gonna get the colossal or we gonna get the extra large? I be like, get the colossal, babe. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but that's what keep me going. The people, like I see them out on the streets, like people really come up to me and just tell me like, yo, they really be inspired by my music and stuff like that. So I'ma just keep making it just for the fun of it. I'm already good, you know what I mean? God got the path for me, you know what I mean? I'm not Puff Daddy, but I ain't starving. I ain't starving. I ain't even trying to be funny.
Keep utilizing.
Like I ain't even. I ain't starving, my nigga. I'm grateful. You know what I mean? I'm grateful. You know what I'm saying? I'm grateful because I got other businesses that I'm into besides the music. I do the music. I could just do it for fun now, for leisure. And I ain't even trying to be funny. Like the music, all y'all aspiring rappers. I'm telling you, man, I did it all, man. I just told Pilot, I chilled with Biggie. Not just, hey, what's up? Like, I chilled with Biggie for a whole day. On my dad, my grandfather, and my nanny. And people know how I feel about those people. Like, I did it all. Hung out with DJ Khaled. You know what I mean? Me and Mama Bear fucking mobbing through New York, chilling with DJ Khaled. Fucking, I mean, just you name it. I just told you I opened up a show with Nas. You know what I mean? Like, that was crazy. I grew up loving Nas. Now I'm opening the show for Nas at the House of Blues. Like, I did it. I had fun. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's like, man.
It's possible.
And that's what I want to show.
That's what I'm saying earlier. You
I like that you said that because you know why? It is possible because, you know, just do it from the heart, though. You know what I mean?
Word.
People know where I'm from. They know, like, man, he is from the very bottom. You know what I mean? Yeah. And not even that. 2 times, because I'm from the very bottom. Everybody know where I'm from. But then after that, you know, when I did start trying to see a little traction and get on my feet, I had a house fire. Man, Mama Bear house burnt down. It wasn't by fault. Somebody, we was in a new duplex out in Ventnor. Yeah. We was living out in Ventnor in a nice duplex in the cut, chilling, living. And whoever was upstairs, I guess 2 o'clock in the morning, they was doing something, I don't know, and left the stove on or something and burnt the whole crib down. So me and Mama Bear lost everything. So I did it twice. I started from the bottom twice.
Word.
You know what I mean? And at this time, we didn't know about rentals, insurance, and stuff like that. So, man, all I had was the clothes on my back. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I ain't saying I'm Puff Daddy right now, but I can promise you I ain't starving.
Yeah. Now listen, when you lose shit like that, and you start from the bottom, your whole life, your perspective of life changes.
You appreciate things.
Way more appreciative.
You appreciate them for the little things, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So, you know,
for real, man.
Life experiences like that, you know, to take you somewhere else.
Yeah, it was on the news and everything. Huh? It was on the news. It was like everything when my house burnt down, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you know what I mean?
You're still here, though.
That
You're
was
still
crazy.
breathing. You're still here.
Yeah, man.
It's much appreciated to have you on Major Key Podcast,
man. I do anything for
tap
Major
in.
Key.
King Michael, Mike Nitty, man, and homie's been around for a minute doing the music thing.
Yeah, man.
You know, and what I like I said earlier, and we met on that night with Platinum P.
Platinum P, yo, shout out to Platinum P, man.
First time I met this dude, it was on the Humboldt, and I heard your music way before that.
Yeah.
But actually being around you, you know, and the way we met, it was genuine.
Yeah.
You know, you came up to me, it was all love.
Yeah,
I knew one day we'll work, you know, and it's not the end.
Yo, and I had so much respect when I first met you because the way you came in, you were sharp. You had your suit on, and I'm like, you know, I got a hoodie on and sneakers and just regular pants on now, but I get fly too, you know what I mean? So I respect that. I throw on suits. Me and Mama Bear going out, we be eating in nice restaurants. You know what I'm saying?
With the mobsters.
We be out Oyster Creek. We be out. Hey, Mama Bear, what's the other restaurant we go to? In Summers Point. The Anchorage. We go to Crab Trap. We be at the Crab Trap. We be everywhere. You know what I mean? So I throw it on and get a little fly, a little, you know, throw the peak coat on, the little loafers. You know what I mean? So I when I first met you, I respected everything. You know, it was genuine. Like, man, this brother about his business. And that first thing came to my mind, this brother going places.
Yeah, now we gonna definitely get there.
You know what I mean? Salute the Major Key Podcast, man, and thank you for having me, brother.
And salute to you.
You know what I mean?
Shouts to you, Mike Nitty. Shouts to everybody that's in-house tonight. You can follow us on Instagram, Major Key Podcast. Follow us on Facebook. Shouts to everybody that's tuned in or that's going to tune in later on. We got King Michael, Mike Nitty in the building.
Y'all can follow me on Facebook, Chambers, King, Michael. Tap in. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
man, listen, let me tell you this to the world. If Major Key Podcast, my boy Pilot, need anything from Mikey, I'm there.
Let's get it. Major Key Podcast, Season 3, Episode 1 is to the top. Ain't no coming down, baby.
Season 3, the sauce is real.
Gang, that's a Rico. Trust who? That's a no-no. Wake me up before you go. And keep working that mojo. My Puerto Rican Barbie, have her making love to your mom.